Perfect. We can go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to the technical session speaker training. We are very excited to welcome you to this training to learn a little bit more about the speaker portal platform that'll be used for APEC. It will be utilized throughout the program and will be how we receive your slides for the day of event. We will be recording this session for anyone who's unable to join. So therefore, please keep your microphone muted unless you are asking a question, but also please feel free to put your questions in the chat. I will be monitoring it and interrupting as we go if necessary to display those questions out to the group. I'd love to start with an introduction of our technical session chairs who also act as the program chair and assistant chair for APEC, Deval Dalal and Deepak Varetti, to just say a quick hello and welcome.
Yeah, good morning or good evening, everyone. This is Dhaval. I'm the program chair for APEC 2026, and welcome to this training session. I'm sure you will learn a lot, and it'll ease your submission process through the conference. So look forward to having you here, and I'll come back to talk about a few final words at the end.
Hi, this is Deepak Viredi. I'm the assistant program chair. I'm helping the wall and the technical program here. Again, warm welcome from my side as well. I hope you all enjoy the content that will be presented today and also take these learnings to make your submission process easier. Yeah. So that's all. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. I am now going to turn it over to my colleague Nate Nauer, who's going to walk you all through a presentation detailing the speaker portal and what your responsibilities will be within it. If you have any questions, feel free to place them in the chat. And Nate, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Catalina. Well, it's our pleasure to be here today. We've been looking forward to this. I'm going to adjust my windows here, and Catalina, I'll go to the slide deck. And, oh, wait a minute, I did that the wrong thing. I've got to share. I'm going to be going through about 50 slides. Some of them we're going to go through quickly. As Catalina said, this webinar is recorded. We'll also post a PDF of the slides for your review. So I'm not going to read every line of all the text. Most of it's very visual with screenshots and pictures. And if you do have any questions, as we'll keep reiterating throughout, I believe on almost every single slide of this deck, in the lower right-hand corner is the speaker's box. We check that every day, all day. We have a customer service team dedicated to APEC speaker support. So any questions we get at the speakers at apec-conf.org address, we do get back to within a day. Over weekends, sometimes it's a couple days. But on this webinar, if you're here live, you can put your questions in the chat. Catalina will interrupt me. There's a break halfway through we'll take for questions we didn't get to. And if you're watching this in the recording, or if you want to email later, that's the address. We will see your email. We will respond to you. So today is January 20th, Tuesday. This is for technical presenters. Approximately 8 weeks ago, we had a webinar that was for all. You might have been an author, you might have been a presenter, but it was for all the authors we had in the technical program for APEC 2026. There's been 2 months have gone by. We've had some withdrawals. We've had some program changes. You were invited to this webinar today because you're currently in our roster as a technical presenter, either a lecture presenter or a dialogue presenter. We know there's many author names on the author lists of these papers, and those papers, all these papers are headed for publication in IEEE on IEEE Explore. Our focus today is the live event that's coming up in 2 months. Yes, exactly 2 months. So we're going to talk about uploading presentation files, not manuscripts, but your slide decks and your digital poster files for the live event at APEC. And so that's our emphasis today. I'm going to do a little review. We've had our introductions. Here are all of our personal emails. Again, I won't spend time here, but you can review these. And you could, if you do have questions for us that you want to direct personally, you're invited to do that. Again, if it's a speaker issue, it's the speaker's box in the lower right-hand corner, which is for anything related to speaker support, presenter support for APEC. This is the agenda slide from the webinar 8 weeks ago. And I'm not going to read every point because this was on November 20th. So, but just to sort of catch you up to where you are right now and where we're through the submission process. If you're on this call today, you've already submitted an abstract, you've been accepted, you've been reviewed, of course, accepted, invited. You've had to produce your final submission PDF, your manuscript. You've had to already upload that. Someone has had to claim that paper in registration. We'll talk about registration a little bit more as we go on in the webinar. So we're through all that part in the process, and today we're talking about your presentation file preparation. Everywhere from now until the time the webinar is done, when we talk about presentations, we're talking about either slide decks or digital poster files. So we're not talking about manuscripts. So just again, this is the agenda from 8 weeks ago, and we're going to focus on this bolded, highlighted section. This slide was also from the 8 weeks ago webinar, and we're focusing on the lower half, the presentation file preparation, and the tools that you have at your disposal and the portal that you're using to do these things. Everyone should have received an invitation a month ago in mid-December to the speaker portal. If you haven't, that's a number one thing we need to hear from you about. Put that in the chat. If you have never received an invitation to the speaker portal, email us at speakers@apec-conf.org if you have not received an invitation to the speaker portal. But you should have, and we will resend those invitations as a follow-up. But everything you're going to need to do for presentation upload requires access to the speaker portal, and you should have received it. So if you hadn't, there's some issue, which we will resolve. This is another repeat from 8 weeks ago, and we're highlighting this section here. I've already said some of this, so I won't spend extra time. Back then, you were alerted that on the 20th there would be a training, and today is that date. Okay, for today, this is our outline. So we've had our introductions. I'll say just something about our purpose, and we're going to talk about the final products that we're producing. The live event is the first final product, but then digital products that are the app, your presentation on the website, the digital proceedings. We're going to touch on those. And we'll get to other things in this outline as we go along. Presenters have the responsibility to register for APEC and present in person. Presenters have the responsibility to provide us the presentation files. Co-authors, all authors or co-authors, have access to the portal to give us bios, photos, professional details, so they have visibility in the mobile app, on the website. We think that's a benefit to everybody to have visibility for all authors, but it's presenters who have specific responsibilities, and we'll go over that. The last half of this deck slides, slide 26 to the end, are the step-by-step for the portal. We think the portal is easy to use and fairly self-explanatory. These are meant to be highlights and to clarify questions. So this is our agenda for today. Today is the 20th. We're on our webinar. I want to remind everybody here that early bird registration will close in just under a week. So the early bird registration is your best registration price. Almost everybody here should already be registered because someone has claimed your paper in registration. Probably it's you who are here today. But if you are not registered for any reason, Early bird ends in a week, so we want you to be registered. And then February 20th is our big day. You'll see again and again through this webinar. We are asking for your presentation files 1 month from today, 4 weeks from today, and 4 weeks ahead of the event in March. It may seem like an early time to have your PowerPoints in, but the reason is we have other products to produce for the attendees at APEC, and this gives us the time to do it. We don't want to be at the last minute. We've got 4 weeks now to get these files, and we also then have time to make preparations for APEC and the products that are produced, which I'm going to show you. So, February 20th, it's 4 weeks from today. That's when your presentation files are due. I'll get into what's the difference between a PowerPoint and a PDF. Why are we asking for the same presentation in two formats? I'll explain that in the coming slides. This is a reiteration of the due date. We will send out bulk reminder emails 2 weeks ahead, Tuesday the 3rd, and basically a week and a half ahead, Tuesday the 10th. Those will go out to everybody who has not yet provided a file. If you have provided a file and you upload it today, you will not get an email on the 3rd or the 10th. But if you wait, we're going to send reminders out. Once we get to the week of the due date, so the 16th through the 20th, we may be reaching out to you individually or to all the authors on your author list. Because if we haven't seen a presentation file, we start to worry. So this is a reminder to you, and I'll move on from this at this point. We have two major purposes today. One is to guide you in the speaker portal, and that's the last half of these slides, or step-by-step screenshot slides of using the portal. But we have a second goal, and it's the more general one. We want a high-quality APEC 2026. We want the live event to be without gaps in the program. We want all presentations, all papers that have been accepted and who have submitted final papers. We want every paper represented at APEC. And that really is one of the major things, what happens at the event. We're going to talk about digital products that are created through your uploads. And so that's another point of today's webinar. And then the responsibilities of you as technical presenters specifically. Again, everybody's an author, everybody's a co-author. But if you are the presenter, then you have specific responsibilities. Now, only you are responsible for uploading the files, the PowerPoint and the PDF. Only you as a presenter are required. Everybody is encouraged to attend and register and come to APEC, but you as the presenter are required to register and attend. And that means you must be able to travel to San Antonio, Texas in March to come and present in person. And those are specific responsibilities for technical dialogue and technical lecture presenters. All right, the live event. It's just one slide here. We want the experience for everyone to be good. Session chairs, presenters, and attendees. Some of the things we are asking of you as presenters affect attendees. And really, you could say, well, why do I have to put it in so early? Why can't I change this after such and such date? Consider the attendees. There are many attendees who are not presenters, and we're considering them too. We want the experience and the product that everybody gets from APEC to be high quality. Now, digital products. Here's what I mean by that. Your slide deck will be available through the APEC website. There will be login credentials that you get ahead of the event that all registered attendees get, but your slide deck will be available, and that's why we want a PowerPoint. We're also going to have a mobile app, as we have in years past for APEC 26. And in the mobile app, attendees will have access to your slide deck. The event proceedings is another digital product which is downloadable by attendees and all of you as well, approximately 3 to 5 days ahead of the conference, and it's available until a month after the conference for you to download, for any attendee who's registered for APEC to download and get your manuscript files, your presentation slides, the entire proceedings for the technical program that includes seminars, that includes industry sessions. And so that's why we're asking for a PDF. We're asking for the same presentation in two formats. The top two give us are from your slides, PowerPoint, and the bottom is of a PDF of your slides. So that's why we're asking for two formats, because they feed, in fact, three different digital products. A note quickly about your manuscript PDFs. We already have all final accepted submission manuscripts. We already have them, and we don't want you to re-upload them to the speaker portal. You were actually, the date for making changes is past. Only the manuscripts are going to be published in IEEE Explorer, but the presentation files are not published in IEEE Explorer. So we already have them, and we're not asking. Go ahead, Catalina.
We do have a question in the chat. Will the full papers be available on the app as well, or just the presentations?
The papers are also available. It's a great question, and I have slides to show you. The papers are available to attendees through the website and through the app. But we will get them into those products from the final manuscripts that we already have. So we don't want you to resubmit them to the speaker portal. Great question, and I appreciate it. That's why this note is in the slides. So this webinar is focused on the presentation files, which for lectures are slide decks, and for dialogues, they're digital versions of your poster. And we'll cover that as we come up here. When you upload your PowerPoint slides, they do get processed. They don't get immediately made available, but they get processed so that come the event, they're available through the website in a button. When somebody goes in and they go to, this is a screenshot from this is from actually APEC 25. But if somebody browsed to technical lecture session T01.1, they click the title, this pop-up comes up. There are buttons there, you'll see. Presentation on the left, paper on the right. The paper is your manuscript. We do make it available to attendees. But your PowerPoint slides are what's populating that button that says presentation. If a user clicks it, then the presentation slides in a PDF format, but we want it in PowerPoint. It's converted when it's made available. And that's what shows up there on the right. This is a lecture presentation, so it's a slide deck. This is a dialogue presentation, also from APEC 25 D21.1. The digital poster file was converted to this button that says presentation. Now, for a digital poster, it's one, if you want to use the word slide, it's not a slide, but it's one slide. And it's the digital poster. It's a high resolution PDF that attendees can zoom in on, look at all the content for the poster. That's what populates the presentation button for a dialogue session. Now, the paper, same thing as lecture, is the manuscript, and that's the unhighlighted button on the right. For the mobile app, your PowerPoint is turned into slides through the mobile app. So this is T01.1 in the session list. You click it. The middle image is the presentation page for T01.1. I see there are 23 slides for that. And if you tap that button, then this is then turned to landscape view on a phone or a smaller device, and the slides are available to attendees in the mobile app. That's where your PowerPoint file is going, also to the app. Now, a brief message about the proceedings files. This is a high-value product that's created every year for APEC. And there is some preparation time for creating this product. It is a complete proceedings of all the technical program for APEC. And you can see in the navigation here, the menu on the left image, all the things that are available. I've highlighted the technical papers. And when you open it, you see here all the technical sessions starting at T01.1, and it goes all the way down the list to the last dialogue session. The paper and the presentation are available. The blue link will open the paper. The presentation button will open the slides. We want a PDF from you to make this product, to send to the vendor that creates this product. They don't want PowerPoint files. They want only PDFs. So it's your same slide deck converted to PDF, and then they'll put it into the proceedings. This is a very, very valuable product for everybody who participates in APEC, and it lives on. So that's where your PDF is going. That's why we ask for the same presentation in two formats. Here's a dialog. When you click the presentation button, you see the digital version of the poster. When you click the blue link, I said this, but here's a picture. All of your manuscripts would be also available in the proceedings. And when you click that, you get the manuscript. We already have all your manuscripts, and we don't need them again, but they are made available to attendees.
Nate, I just have a couple questions that might be great for the whole group. Is there a limit for the PDF file to be uploaded? Like, is there a size file limit?
Um, for the PDF of your slides,
Or of a poster, either or.
um, you're likely going to be well under the limit that the platform requires. Um, there are guidelines that say APEC guidelines that say keep it under 20 megabytes. It's certainly possible for everybody to keep their presentation files and PDFs under 20 megabytes, which is rather large for a PDF. Um, I can tell you that the platform you're uploading to will not cut off allowing you to upload it unless it's very, very large. So I don't even want to tell you what that limit is. If you have an issue uploading your file, please email us at speakers at apec-conf.org. The guideline limit is 20 megabytes. The the platform limit is very high. You should have no problem uploading your PDF.
Yeah. But Nate, I would like to reiterate that the guideline of 20 megabytes, I think most people should be able to abide by that, and we recommend that they stay within that limit as much as possible.
If your PDF is above 20, it probably contains if you can embed videos in PDFs, it's technically possible and can make files very large. If you're having an issue, please let us know uploading your file.
Nate, do the poster PDFs go in the APEC proceedings?
Yes.
Perfect. And how, maybe Deval, you may want to answer this one, but how long should your PowerPoint be, and is there a maximum number of slides that someone could perform?
So our presentation time, including Q&A, is 20 minutes. So, and there is a slide later, but I'm just preempting that. So we recommend 15 slides, but assuming that you are able to present faster, you can go a little bit over that. So our guideline is 15 slides, but depends on your presentation style. We don't want to constrain you too much, but we definitely are going to cut you off at 15 minutes of presentation time, and then leave 5 minutes for question and answer. So that 15 minutes is going to be the session chair guideline, and they're going to enforce that. So whatever content you can present within 15 minutes is acceptable.
Perfect. That is all our questions for now in the
Good
chat.
questions. All right. Now we're going to move into the presentation file preparation. I'm just going to emphasize the last, do I have this highlighted? Yes, here. Presenters are the ones who are being asked to upload the presentation files. So and we'll get to the change request form in just a couple slides. We want, above all things, to resolve between now and February 20th, at the latest, that we have the right person listed as the presenter, because it's only the presenter that sees the tasks to upload the slide deck and upload a PDF version of the slides or digital poster. If you want to check the APEC website, we encourage you to go to apec-conf.org and check out the APEC program. The technical program is live. So this is a screenshot of the technical program as the lecture sessions here as it exists right now. This data reflects live up to the minute data. If we've made a change, it should show here. So if it's wrong here, it means the data is, if you're not the presenter here, then you're not the presenter in the data. So you see the session list there on the left. If you click the caret down for T01, you see a list from T01.1 all the way, I think, through T01.9. I've underlined the technical lecture presenter in every list. We should have all authors listed. And the presenter is assumed to be an author, but is the one designated as the presenter. Presenter should always show at the top. So when you check your session on the website, your paper, your presentation, you should see that you are, in fact, the presenter there. There are two items that presenters, indeed anyone using the speaker portal, can't change. There's many things they can change about their professional information, company they work for, all manner of profile data, their bio, they can update their photo, but there is no one using the speaker portal who can change their own name or whether or not they're the presenter. And that's why we have a change request form link in the speaker portal. It's available in the profile task for everybody, and it's available in the upload task for presenters. So when we send out the reminders to presenters and say, for instance, to someone who hasn't uploaded their presentation yet, dear presenter, we see you have not uploaded your file. Please log in, go to the upload task, and upload your PowerPoint deck. If that person is not going to be the presenter for whatever reason, they should go into the portal, follow the login link to get into the portal, go to the upload task, find the change request link form, which is there. I've outlined it here in this screenshot. And the red text says, you are seeing this because you are the presenter. If you are not the presenter, if you need to make a change request, click the change request form. It will take you to this form you see pictured on your right. And you're to put in your paper number and the information and who the presenter is going to be. The presenter should be one of your co-authors. I'm not going to right now talk about exceptions. Can exceptions be made to the co-author list? The presenter is supposed to be one of your co-authors. So you tell us who the presenter is going to be, and then we'll update on the back end and send the invitation to the new presenter. Yes.
Is there a deadline to change the presenter?
The deadline, the very final deadline would be when the presentation files are due. We want to resolve all issues with having the right presenter or making presenter changes, obviously, as soon as possible. So if there's going to be an issue with the deadline, then please email us at speakers@apec-conf.org and let us know what your unique situation is. But because only the presenter sees the upload task, then a presenter change needs to be made before the invitation can go out to the right person for them to make the upload. So we want to process presenter changes as soon as possible. All right, we're going to get into the speaker portal step by step, and the second bullet point is a reminder that presenters need to be registered. Everybody here should already be registered, but if you're not, early bird ends on the 26th. That's in under a week. So register before the 26th. That's here. Co-authors at the top can update their profile, their photo, their bio, and we want them to do that. And we send reminders to co-authors to update their information because it shows on the digital products, especially I'd say the mobile app when people are on site. If you're a co-author and can't come to APEC, it's great to have your picture there, your professional information, so that you're contactable and you want to make yourself visible to the greater APEC community. So co-authors receive an invitation to the speaker portal to update those three items, but only presenters are being required to register and receiving the tasks for uploading their slides and uploading a PDF version of those slides. I'll stop here and we're running well on time. We're going to do our step-by-step through the portal. Are there any more questions, Catalina, that I haven't answered?
Um, there are a few I'm working to answer in the chat. The can we, one of the questions was though, can we share the papers and presentations from the app to people outside the conference?
It is technically possible to do that, but only people who are registered for APEC have access to these materials. You have to be registered with the right registration level to see these materials in the website and in the app and to have any opportunity to download the proceedings. So um, I,
I just
I would
want to
ask
add
the
a
program
clarification.
chairs, yeah.
Yeah, I would just like to add clarification that the material for any conference is only available to the attendees, paid registrants. So if you share outside, you are violating your registration agreement. So we do not encourage or we do not support sharing it outside of, it's for your personal use, not for sharing. But there will be some information that will be downloadable. For example, all the industry session material is available from PSMA website, but especially technical sessions, because it is being published in IEEE Explore, that is only for the conference registrants, not for anybody else.
Thank you for the clarification. I am answering those questions about what's technically possible. And if you can understand that it, though possible to do, please remember that there is a fee, not insignificant, to attend APEC, to be registered, to participate. And so the materials aren't, we're not trying to make them available to non-registered uh, attendees. The papers are then made available, the manuscripts, on Explore. So you would have to have access to IEEE Explore to access the proceedings from APEC. Historic years of APEC are archived in IEEE Explore, but it's only the manuscripts, not presentations. I'm going to start here and go through
Um,
the. Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, one last question. Can we use uh LaTeX, LATEX instead of PowerPoint for making a poster?
Um, I'm not familiar with that platform, but what I could say is this: 3 points. The template is made available in PowerPoint, and the APEC committee is asking you to use the template. So can you, if you are able to create materials in some other software, as long as you could convert that to PDF, then you could upload your digital file as a large format PDF. I'm not familiar with this particular
Yeah.
software, so
Yeah, so I may jump in. I think LaTeX, whatever you prepare, as long as it follows the template that has been set up, should be fine. And as Nate said, final product for posters is the PDF file. So as long as it's produced under the same guidelines, we should be fine.
all
Okay,
right.
thanks. All for now.
We're going to go through the step by step. This is not every single little thing you could ever see, but it's fairly comprehensive. And we do it that way for our live audience here, but also if somebody is reviewing the PDF only, or if you want to review the PDF of this webinar after, then it makes sense. So the invitation to the portal is not open for everybody. You have to be in the system, and the invitation goes out to you personally. You have unique login credentials. This is a screenshot from an email. I hope I've anonymized what needed to be, at least what's visible on this, so that the unique access link is not clickable from here, nor is it there's this person's credentials provided, but everybody gets an invitation email. It should look something very much like this. You would have received an email a month ago, little over a month ago, to log into the speaker portal. So your credentials are there, but there's also a one-click to login link, and that's how you get to the login screen. You should see APEC 26 San Antonio. Welcome to the speaker portal. If you see something different, then that would be very weird, but you're not in the right place. So this is how it looks to get into APEC 26 speaker portal. There is a consent form. It's non-negotiable in terms of moving forward in the platform. It's a consent. It has to do with European data regulations that were adopted by the software provider to acknowledge that your data is in the system. And at bare minimum, your name, your email are in the system because that's how you got invited to it. So this is just a click to consent digital signature that you understand that your information is in the system. You can request of the software platform, it's direct with them, and it's all there in the portal, that they remove your information after it's no longer needed. But in order to participate for APEC 26, it's not possible to proceed without agreeing to the data protection. This is the task list page. It's the first page you see after you click login. At the top, you see event information, your own information. You can click to edit your profile, but there's also a task for that. The task list, you see here, this presenter is 5 tasks: profile, bio, photo, which are at the person level. So you only have to do it once, and it lives everywhere that you appear in the program. And then these two at the bottom. These two tasks mean that you are a presenter. Industry presenters will see this. Dialogue presenters will see this. Seminar presenters will see it. And technical dialogue and lecture presenters will see these 2 tasks. Upload your slides or digital poster file, and then upload a PDF of that same material. This is the presentation list. If you scroll down your task list page, you'll see all the presentation titles that you are associated with. If you're a co-author on 3 papers and a presenter on 1, you'll see 4 things in a list. And all that information is, again, dynamic and accurate and pulled from the data. So if it needs to be adjusted, it's got to be adjusted in the data. The profile, bio, and photo tasks are at the person level. They create your digital profile for the website. And that's what they look like in this example. These 2 are for your presentation materials. The first one, again, you've seen something like this before. When the PowerPoint is uploaded, if it's a lecture, it will populate a presentation button and open a slide deck. The PDF. Why are we asking for the same thing twice? Because it's going to a different product. The PDF goes to the proceedings. And if we have a slide deck, but we don't have a PDF, before APEC, before the event and the cutoff, then before the event, that presentation file will not be available on the event proceedings. We're not going to convert files from PowerPoint to PDFs just so you get in there. It's up to you to convert your slide deck or digital poster file to PDF and upload to the bottom task that will feed the proceedings. Now we're going to go back to this one, and here's what it looks like when you click that. The red text again, you're seeing this because you're the presenter. If you're not the presenter, please use the change request form. The link is there. Click here for change request form. All of the templates that were basically cover the program. Yes, sir. Is there a question? I'll keep moving on. If there is a question, you can put it in the chat and we'll answer. PowerPoint templates are being linked from the APEC website, so they're not different. They're just linked from here for your ease. You'll see here the lecture, and the dialogues have 2 different templates. Get to those in a second. This is the same slide from the webinar 8 weeks ago. The mandatory upload deadline, February 20th, 26. And that allows APEC to make them available to the attendees. It also allows session chairs time to see that all of their presenters are represented in their sessions and that they've got files from every presenter in their sessions. A word about session chairs in a moment. Session chairs do have visibility into the uploads for the presenters in their session. The lecture template looks like this. All templates are in PowerPoint format. This is the lecture and it's a slide deck. This is the dialogue template and it's in PowerPoint format. Again, you know that when you present for dialogue, you're going to have a physical poster. You have to take care of your own printing. You have a 6-foot long board to put that poster on. So nearly 4 feet in height and 6 feet in width to put your poster on. Some people use all of that space, but you want a large format printed poster, and you create it in PowerPoint. You can convert it to PDF, upload it for the digital, and then use that high resolution PDF to print out your poster. File naming convention, I'm not going to belabor, but we do want to see your session number in your file name. So if you are, T01.2 and then your paper ID and then your name, that makes it easy to see what's what, and we've got the right file in the right place. When you submit a file, you do choose, browse, and you need to click submit. And when you click submit, you'll see the progress bar go, and you'll see that your file is in the space. I think Deval already spoke to this, but if you wanted to, there was a question earlier about the requirements for lecture.
Yeah, let me just reiterate. So these are all guidelines, how many slides, even 20 megabyte, but the guidelines are based on certain level of experience people have. So if you're being very ambitious and trying to include 30 slides, there is very little chance that you're going to be able to cover it in 15 minutes. So keep in mind that you have to finish your message in 15 minutes. So if you have too many slides, you may not be able to get to the end or the punchline. So just be aware of presenting your material in the most effective way, whichever way you can do it.
I've already spoken to these points, but you've seen the template for the dialogue. It is a printed poster, which you do need to take care of your own logistics for printing. Print it home and bring it, or find a way to print it in San Antonio, but it is up to you to print your own poster. Now, in the upload task, the first task in the list will accept either a PowerPoint or PDF format for dialogues only. We do recommend use PDF for both. It's up to you. For dialogues only, though, we recommend put a PDF here for the app and the website, and then put a PDF for the proceedings. PDF's just easier to handle, and it eliminates the possibility that slides could get messed up in conversion or something like that. Now, for lectures, you're going to want to almost certainly presenters using a clicker standing up in the podium by a screen prefer PowerPoint to PDF for presentation because there's many features you can use in PowerPoint. PowerPoint is just native for presentation software. So the dialogue presenters aren't presenting from a slide deck and aren't presenting their digital file. So only dialogue, we make the recommendation, use a PDF for both spots, the digital poster file and the PDF of your file for the proceedings. Just a note, it will accept PowerPoint in the first, it will only accept PDF in the second, but it's a recommendation. All right, responding to session chairs. This is a little different for technical presenters, lecture and dialogue, because you've already been through a very rigorous approval process. You've already been reviewed, accepted, feedback, you've submitted a final manuscript. So your presentation file, your session chairs are not going to review your slides and say, your slides are so poor, you cannot present at APEC. That's not an outcome that anybody is, that's not the purpose of producing slide decks for lecture presentations, especially. So I want you to understand that session chairs can see your files as you upload, and session chairs can see, number one of concern to us, is there somebody who's not uploaded a file? Does it mean that there's an issue with them presenting at APEC? This sort of thing. So a couple notes here about your session chairs and their visibility into your files. They can see who has and has not uploaded a file. They may email you directly if they don't see, they have a way to do it through the portal. They may email you and say, it's a week to the deadline and I don't see a file, and they reach out to you directly. They have access to your email through the portal. They may provide feedback specific to your content. If they do, make adjustments as appropriate and then upload a revised file to the same location. You upload to the same place every time. So if they see that you haven't uploaded a file, they may message you. If they give you feedback, please respect the feedback and upload. Understand that session chairs for the technical part of the program, lectures and dialogue, are not required to vet and approve your slides. They're mainly looking to see that their session is full, represented by all presenters, and that there is a file for each title. How do you know who your session chairs are? The easiest way to see it is to go to the APEC website and go to your session, and you'll see there the session chairs. And in most of these cases, you also see a session assistant who you won't need to contact them. But almost all sessions have 2 session chairs. There's a couple that have 1. And you'll see them here on the website. This is reiterating a point made before. If you are a technical lecture presenter, please upload a PDF of your slides, not your previously submitted manuscript. This is the PDF task. If you are a dialogue presenter, upload a digital version of your poster in PDF format. We're not looking in the speaker portal for manuscript files ever. We have them and they're already final. And there's a note here about what's available in the pre-event proceedings. Again, a high value product to attendees. So you're only hurting them to not provide that file. You wouldn't be prohibited from presenting at APEC, but a product that's very useful for attendees would be less useful if you don't upload a PDF of your slide deck or digital poster. Again, your due date is the 20th. And we don't want you to wait for the 20th. We will email you 2 weeks out, a week and a half out. That's 2.5 weeks, 1.5 weeks. But it's up to you to make sure we've got the right presenter for your paper and that presenter is uploading a file. Because we can't guarantee inclusion in the proceedings past the due date. At this point, I'm going to turn it back to Duvall, who will take us out to the end.
Yeah, thank you, Nate. And I just want to reiterate a few things. As far as what you're presenting at the lecture sessions or the dialogue sessions, we want to have you to have full impact of your work. And these are some of the guidelines, how to get full impact of your work. I'm not going to read through this, but these are here for your reference. You need to attend the speaker breakfast. That's really mandatory for all the presenters. You also need to visit the speaker ready room a day before to make sure everything is properly uploaded. Or if you have to make any update, you need to make updates in the speaker ready room. And for the dialogue sessions, you prepare a list of your important talking points and make sure that okay, I think I have sorry. So you need to, this is also for some of you who have been selected for dialogue preview sessions. You will have to bring your posters on Monday to the dialogue preview session area and display them. So this is the guideline for that. But in addition, for your Thursday dialogue sessions, make sure that you put up your poster before the start time and you need to be available throughout the sessions. Next slide, please. We also have from this year, this is something new. From this year, we have a FAQ section on our APEC webpage. So you're welcome to visit that. These are just some kind of typical questions that are included in there, and there will be more added as we go through the conference. But you cannot change your manuscript. You cannot present your work virtually, and you do need to register if you're a presenter or a session chair. These are the key messages from that FAQ, and there are many more over there. And this is the link. Next slide. Yeah, so finally, I think from the program committee and from the whole APEC organizing committee, we want to thank you for your participation in APEC 2026. For your information, the number of technical session accepted papers is near record, combined technical lecture and dialogue sessions. So we are happy with that, and I think that indicates that we have a lot of enthusiasm for submissions and good quality work being shared at APEC. And also it means that your research work is very useful to the power electronics field. So the next step for you is to make sure that you make the most out of this opportunity. You already done taken a start by submitting a manuscript that's acceptable. Now you need to, as Nate mentioned, you need to make a final presentation that is compelling enough for all the attendees or your audience. Submit it in time so that attendees can access it through the different digital products that he mentioned. And then finally, attend the APEC 2026 and present your research to the community. And while you are at APEC, we want you to expand your participation by, volunteering for future APECs as a reviewer. Also, there are many student programs at this APEC or future APECs which you should try to participate in. And overall, we just want you to enjoy your time at APEC, interact with other attendees, and get the most out of it, and participate more. Okay, that's probably it. Yeah, and as Nate mentioned, you can always email to this email address for any questions you have.
We have a few minutes left. We don't have to go all the way to 11, but Catalina, have there been any additional questions to come in?
There was one that I was working on in the chat regarding visa information. What we would recommend for this is that you try to ask one of your co-authors to present if they are able to come in person to APEC. If this is the case, we should be able to transfer your registration if needed. If you still do not hear by the time presentations are due in the middle of February, please reach out to speakers at apec-conf.org and we will do everything we can to help you find a replacement speaker. Do you provide a certificate of appreciation for participating as a reviewer? We do not currently publicly present one at this time. If you are in need, if you would like or need a certificate of proof in any regard, please reach out to speakers at apec-conf.org. Deval, I also see that you came off mute. Would you like to answer this?
Yeah, I think ePapers has a mechanism. So I think ePapers email address, we did not include it here, but maybe you can put it in the chat. They can probably directly go to ePapers for reviewer certificates. I think they do provide that.
I also will be placing in the chat a link to the APEC website with lots of technical session author information. If you are in need of some quick answers and want to do a search of that web page, there is lots of useful information on that site, including local printing options for posters, recommended sizing and instructions. It also houses both of the templates for both the dialogue and lecture presentations. And it is also where this training will be linked following the download of our recording. Are there any other questions? I can give people a moment if they want to put anything else in the chat. Perfect. In that case, then I will say thank you all for joining this training. We'll hang around an extra minute or two, but I will stop the recording here. And I hope you all have a great day, and we can't wait to see you at APEC 2026 in March.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.